What's on your mind?
Ping pong balls. Look at your face when I say that. Where do I take this one? Shall I say it again? Ping pong balls. Don't give me the serious face. Do you want me to explain? I think I might need to explain that one. So last week we had a Changemakers workout and our guest came along and he told us a story about how do you raise a sunken ship. And the story was about when you put enough ping pong balls into a sunken ship, it will just lift out of the mud.
This is exactly the kind of science I don't understand, so I'm down for
really
this.
Interesting. Yeah, I was inspired by the idea and I thought, I've got to go and find some evidence of this. Otherwise, it's just a nice idea. It might not have any relevance or practicality. So this morning I jumped on YouTube and sure enough, there's a yacht that's been sunk and they fill it full of ping pong balls and the yacht comes up. And I think it's an awesome metaphor.
I was about to say, it feels like there's a long bout of metaphor coming here.
Well, what do you think the metaphor might be?
If you fill yourself with enough buoyancy, you can get out of any hole. I don't know.
Well, that might be one. No, I think it's more about one ball doesn't make a difference, right? Another's 2, another's 10, another's 100, right? But
how many balls do you need for this job?
Oh, you need a lot.
Yeah.
Like you need thousands and thousands. It depends on the size of the ship, right?
This doesn't feel like an environmentally sustainable option.
Well, you can recycle them.
Ping pong balls?
Totally. Just because they're wet doesn't mean you can't use them again, right? Anyway, so...
Yes.
I like it.
Just because they're wet doesn't mean
you know, I'm not talking about broccoli either, right? So. Calm down.
Is there a tipping point?
I think there's a lot of people frustrated because I've been trying this thing every day, I've been meditating every day, or I've been trying to influence this part of the society to change what they're doing, whatever, and I'm not making any difference right now. And that's just one ping pong ball. But you're right, there's a tipping point, right? And I love this idea that if you just keep doing the behaviours that you reckon will contribute to the change, eventually... And then it looks like an overnight success, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and isn't that dumb? So there's another awesome book which is called Mastery by George Leonard. You know, that's a tiny little book. Yeah. And he talks about this idea, I think we might have even talked about this once before, but this idea like we can work and mastering anything and there's no discernible change. And then suddenly one day you just level right up, right? Yeah. But the discipline is to keep going with no evidence that anything's changing. A little bit like the post you did on LinkedIn.
Yes.
And
I love this so much.
Yeah. And so I reckon the question is, how do you maximize the chances of you keeping going? Because willpower by itself isn't enough.
Oh, it's no good. People suck. We all suck. You suck.
Willpower,
I suck.
It's right. We're crap at willpower. So we need systems and stuff that enable us to do it. What are the systems that we need to enable that work to be done without necessarily having any sign of progress? At least
I love this so much.
Yeah,
so I often say that transformation is a lot less about creativity and a lot more about consistency.
Of course. Yeah, keep showing up.
I think what we don't always appreciate that's really important here is that all of those little things that you're doing that are becoming a new way of being, they're raising your base.
Yeah.
So even when you do suck, like today you is 10 times better even when they suck than a year ago because your base is up, right?
Yeah. I love that idea of base. It's kind of like you going to the gym, right? And you're just continuing to build the muscle. Yeah. You might not see it. So one of the things we do in Changemakers is we get people to deliberately design experiments. So they have to do at least 2 every time we finish a workout. And it's not about whether they succeed or the experiment fails. It's about building your experiment muscle.
Absolutely.
And the more you can do it, the more you're going to think like an experimentalist. And that's the point, right? So whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I think the thing is, the process has also got to be somewhat enjoyable. You might not necessarily get the big outcome you want, but I think if it's really too hard and there's no joy in it, there's no kind of sense of innate satisfaction in the process, then it's going to be harder too, right? So why would you keep going something that doesn't give you some sort of near-term reward, right? It doesn't have to be the outcome. And I can see your face, right?
Because I'm just thinking, like, I don't know if that's helpful always. I think, let's make things fun. Let's just put more fun into everything.
I don't think it's fun. I think it's got to be a sense of, oh yeah, that's worthwhile.
Yeah.
You know, there's a feedback loop in some sort.
Is there something in there about changing what you get joy from and being able to actually, hey, I want to get off on things being hard.
It's like mountain biking, right? So there's a track I ride near my place, and there's two ways to get up to the top of this massive hill. One is long and slow and kind of easy, but it's not that challenging. And then the other one is mentally, it does your head in, but it's a lot faster to get up to the top. And I found that I trained myself to do the shorter one, the mental do your head in one, because this feeling of satisfaction, not just getting to the top, but I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And this is actually hard and I feel good about it.
Yeah.
There's something good about that, right?
So rather than, because our default will be avoidance if we let it. We'll avoid pain, we'll avoid discomfort. And what that means is that we're avoiding
so the
reward and
reframing
challenge
is
and
really
growth.
important,
So it's like get off on things being hard. It's exactly the same with running. You're like, yes, I just powered through all of that time and all that pain.
Were you born in the 80s? You weren't born in the 80s, were you?
Yeah, 88.
Okay, so that was about the time when there was this saying going around, no pain, no gain.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we swing back to that, or are we upgrading that?
Hurt yourself.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's as simple as no pain, no gain.
We have just picked up a new audience of sadomasochists everywhere. Like,
welcome to What's on Your Mind.
It's taken a turn.
Ooh.
So when it comes to change and habits and behaviours, are you able to stick in even when you're not seeing the results that you're looking for yet? Do you cultivate discomfort? Do you get joy from the struggle? We'd love to hear about it.
Do you like playing ping pong?